Okay, so I just wanted to talk about the reasons why you would get a diagnosis for your child. Um, a lot of people talk about not wanting to put labels on their children, which is fair enough. No one wants to be squished into a box or labeled by society. However, in the case of a child who um, has dyslexia or ASD or dyscalculia or whatever, um, the benefits of getting that diagnosis are huge. So, for example, if you know earlier on the signs to look out for dyslexia, you can intervene earlier. You can get a diagnosis. You can find out exactly what's going on because it's not the same for everybody, and you can implement a plan. Um, and same goes for other diagnoses as well. One which is less talked about, I think, in general, is dyscalculia. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's basically to do with math skills um, and having problems with numbers in general. Um, and again, putting a plan in place for that is also highly effective. And studies have shown that actually the early intervention and the plans that are put in place, as long as they are um, the right kind of plan based on scientific evidence of how the brain actually works, then they are really highly effective. And even if you don't get diagnosed early in life, even if it's later in life, you can still make changes. You can still put in a plan and have benefits come out of that plan from child to adult. So, in some cases, as an adult, you might just go, hey, you know what? I don't need a diagnosis because I'm pretty sure that that is me. And you can put your own plan in place, which is great. But be aware that you may have also, well, you will have also developed a number of coping strategies to deal with whatever is going on for you. So the idea is just to look out for those coping strategies, give yourself a pat on the back because coping strategies are how you got to where you are today. And they've probably been really, really useful. But they can also limit you in some ways as well. And this goes for small children. So, you know, they quickly learn coping skills that hide what's going on for them. So you have to be aware and you have to be a bit of a detective to work out, you know, if you've got a sneaky suspicion that something's going on for your child or a child in your classroom, then it's definitely worth doing a bit of more research and getting a bit more knowledgeable about developmental stages and what you can expect at what age. I don't know if I'm going off on a tangent, but if a teacher says to you, let's just give them a bit more time, or let's just give them another year, don't do it. If you have a suspicion that something is not quite right, say, for example, your child's verbal skills don't match up to what their written skills look like. You know, your otherwise bright child is finding it really challenging to learn to read, or is slow to read, or you know, doesn't know their left from right, can't track from left to right, can't do a simple word search because they can't do the tracking from left to right, or they can do it but it takes ages and they give up. Clumsiness, all sorts of things. But this is what, you know, do your research and see which characteristics your child has and start investigating yourself, because you are with them the most and you have the best idea of what's going on for them. But like I said, the purpose of getting a professional diagnosis is so that you and the professionals can put a plan in place to help your child. And you know, it's not as simple as just saying, oh, they're dyslexic or they're this or whatever. You know, a psychologist will also look at working memory, auditory processing, everything. And it really just helps build a picture and helps professionals implement programs. That's it, basically. And it also helps you understand your child and where they're coming from. And when you're telling them to get ready in the morning and they can't, or they're forgetting things, or they're not doing things that you've asked them to do, which you think are simple. You know, obviously sometimes it's just they're busy having fun doing other things and they're not listening to you. But sometimes if it's ongoing and it's a big problem, then it can signify other issues. The other reason to get a diagnosis is so that schools can legally make allowances for your child. And that's a whole other thing to talk about another time. But it's really important that you have that as well. And it's, you know, it's more than just giving them more time in an exam. It's other things as well that they can do to support your child to achieve their best. So I'm really looking to help any parents out there who have kids with special needs or who think they might have something going on. And I'm offering a free session to anyone who wants to get in touch with me so I can get you started on your journey to understanding your child and helping you to create the best possible life for them and for your family.